love his vocal there. Listen in colour. Hi everybody, welcome to Listen in Colour with me, Rachel Walker-Mason. Now this is my favourite song of all time. Radiohead, Paranoid Android. Here we go. Okay, pausing this is incredibly difficult for me because I don't like anyone talking during this song or doing anything during this song. No one's allowed to breathe, everyone just has to listen to it. I still remember the very first time I ever heard this song. It was 1997, so I was 16. I remember this being on Top of the Pops. Now, I'd heard of Radiohead before, we'd heard the Just and stuff like that and Creep. But this, I remember it being on and thinking, what on earth is this? This is amazing. And just being completely transfixed by, I don't think I'd seen the band before. This was like the 90s. So other than the music video, and this has a very odd music video that doesn't have the band in at all. It's just like a cartoon thing. I don't think I knew what they looked like. And then there's suddenly these really cool, slightly kind of nonchalant guys. They would probably say that they're not cool, but to me they're quite cool. They're just there doing their thing. And I remember seeing this and going, what is this song? Because it's like an opera. It kind of goes through so many different scenes. Musically, it travels miles. It's incredible. And it changes tempo. It changes like musical colour. It's so good. It reminds me a little bit of like an alternative Bohemian Rhapsody. And we all know with Bohemian Rhapsody, it was too long for radio. It was too weird for radio. And this is very similar. It was too long to be, so there's like a radio edit where they chop loads of bits out, which isn't quite as good because you need the whole thing. It's just amazing. And it still has that same effect on me. I never get bored listening to this because it has everything in it. Everything. Excitingly, guys, I have tickets to see Radiohead in London this month, 25th of November. We didn't get them in the first round tickets and we were very upset about it, but and we got them a second time and we're so excited. So if you are at the London Radiohead gig this month on the 25th, come say hi. I'll be the one with the green hair. I would love to see you if any of you are there. That would be so cool. And yay. Here we go. Oh God, this song makes me so happy. So happy. And oh God, I just love it. And I often think with this, if this album came out now, it would still sound just as fresh. This is quite old now. 1997 is quite a long time ago. And this still sounds so clean and current and interesting. It's just, it kind of defies time. It's such a special album and such a special song. I just love it. And you really get to see in this one what absolutely incredible musicians they all are on their own, because quite a few of them have had separate projects and done other things, and have been successful. When they're together, they are just on fire. There's something about their different musical styles and the way they play and the way their quirky, unusual ways of doing things just comes together in this perfectly imperfect jigsaw. And it's just, yeah, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And Thom Yorke's voice, I'm always a huge fan of his voice because it's so vulnerable. Like, it doesn't matter if his voice cracks or if he's a bit out of tune. It kind of just adds to it. Sometimes his voice slightly cracks and sometimes he'll swoop to a note, and it just adds to the colour palette. I love that. I love how raw and real that is. And he sings in such a vulnerable way with a slight sneer, with your opinion, which is of no consequence. The way he does consequence, it's as if he's kind of spitting it out at them. The song changes as it goes through. It does. You think, okay, I know where I am with this song. I know what it's going to do. And then wait a minute, because it won't be there in a minute. And just hearing Jonny Greenwood doing all his lovely guitar licks. There's so many little hooks in this song. It's full of hooks, but in a really unconventional way, that if you ask someone what's the chorus from this song, there probably isn't one. I wouldn't say there is one. It's just lots of different sections, but different people would sing a different bit back to tell someone, oh, it's this song, because the title is buried within the song. They say the line, but it's like as a spoken thing. It's not even like a big bit in the chorus or anything. So it's like Bohemian Rhapsody. It just defies all the logic of everything they say about songwriting. Always put the title, especially in the chorus. Make sure it's got loads of hooks. Make sure it's not more than 3.5 minutes. Make sure there aren't 2 instrumental sections and guitar solos. Don't put weird instruments in it. And they did all of that, and it's the greatest song ever. Oh, and that's such a cool little that little bass riff. It just comes in from nowhere, and you're like, oh, it's so good. Because the guitar riff before the da 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 is so kind of unsettling. It's not notes that you would put there, and it feels slightly like it's like coming from a spaceship somewhere. It's slightly like that kind of creepy music they put into things, and I think it's meant to have that slightly unsettling feeling, because the whole song feels quite unsettling. I mean, Thom Yorke often talks in his lyrics about anxiety. He has anxiety, and so a lot of his lyrics are about that, the discomfort with being a human and with living on Earth, and particularly the choices we make on Earth, the kind of consumerism and how materialistic everything is. And he really kind of rails against that, particularly in this song. It's got some amazing lines coming up that you wouldn't think someone would put that in a song, but he just does, and it's amazing. Some incredible lyric writing that is quite accusatory, but people don't really hear that because they're like, oh, just listening to the song. But yeah, the lyrics are they're strongly worded. It's good, this bit coming up. You'll like this. Right, let's go back a little bit so we can hear this full bass solo. And then Thom Yorke, so on the recording, he doesn't do quite this, but he's doing an interesting as if it's like static, and his voice is being interrupted by a radio frequency, but he's doing that himself, which is really interesting. Like, most singers wouldn't do that because it doesn't sound very pretty, but he never worries about not sounding pretty. It's just a really nice little effect. And during which time Jonny Greenwood has wandered over to play another instrument that he's good at. If you've heard Jonny Greenwood, his other stuff, so he also writes scores for movies. And oh my God, is he good. And for Jonny Greenwood to be able to be in Radiohead, play multiple instruments, and then also go off and score movies. You're kind of like, he's got all the skills and seems like a genuinely nice, normal person. I don't think anyone in Radiohead makes a big deal out of the fact they're in Radiohead. They don't seem to do interviews very often. They're 5 guys who happen to be in a band and they don't seem to be any different at all. But someone told me the other day that, because I've always said, I'd love to meet Thom Yorke, but also part of me doesn't, because he doesn't really like being around people, so I think I just annoy him with all my questions. And it was my mentee actually through Help Musicians. I'm mentoring a chap who's lovely, and he said that his friend bumped into Thom Yorke in like a pret-a-manger or something, and Thom Yorke was exactly how you think he'd be. He was sort of shy and awkward and didn't really want to talk to anyone and was just sort of there with his head down just trying to buy a sandwich, and it was just so sweet that he's this mega star and he's still this very shy, awkward person, and I really like that. I just love that none of it's changed and he's still exactly himself, and I think they all are in the band, and that's just cool. Maybe that's why they've stayed together so long. They're just completely themselves, and they seem to care about each other and the balance of the band. It's not about who wrote this song, I should get more money for this. It seems like a really nice unit they've got where they go off and do other things and they come back, and I think that's, if you're going to be in a band, that's the way to do it, to really respect everybody and what they each bring to the group. And I think that's why they've been together for so long, because a lot of bands just can't. They get sick of each other. But not Radiohead. Go back a little bit. Here is
Mission makes you look pretty ugly. Kick you squealing good shit off the
Oh my goodness, it's just so good. Even in this live version, often it sounds a bit hollow, but it's still really full because they're just such good musicians. I love how each instrument has its own little solo. That bass solo, that really, it's all going on there. Fantastic bass solo. And then it goes into another instrument taking over, and then you're into a guitar solo, which you're kind of not expecting, like a screaming guitar solo. You're not expecting that in this song. I love how the musical landscape, it's like you've come around a corner and suddenly there's a forest and you're like, oh, wasn't expecting that. And then you turn around another corner and there's a desert and you're like, oh, wasn't expecting that. It's like that, the song is like that. It just takes you places that you never knew you needed to go, didn't know existed. It's so clever, and they've got the thing that holds it all together, this da-da-da-da little phrase they use that kind of links a lot of the sections. That's, I would say, is one of the kind of riffs, da-da-da-da. And it kind of punctuates different parts of the song, and kind of holds all these kind of disparate parts together with that little link. Like, we did intend to put them together. Here it is. It's so cool. I love it. And actually, when I did my master's in music, one of the modules was to write about the songs that have influenced you as a musician. And I wrote about this particular song. And so I basically got to nerd out and study everything about the song. And this was, 15 or so years ago now. So I've got the essay somewhere. But I loved doing that. I got to just write about this song and about the band and about what the song's about and the whole process of writing it and how much fun they had. There's this brilliant interview where they talk about they were writing this, and it was even longer because this song is about 7 minutes long. It's fairly Yeah, 6:16 this one is, but it's pretty long. But apparently it used to be 12 minutes, and there used to be an organ solo in it as well. And when they were writing it, they kept laughing and saying, look at this naughty thing we're doing, like they were breaking all the rules of music. And they said they felt like naughty schoolboys, which is so funny because I think of them as these really cool, like, we're just awesome kind of musicians. But they were like naughty schoolboys writing this thing that they shouldn't write because it was defying all the rules of radio play and stuff. And I just love that about them, that they knew that they were doing this thing but they did it anyway, and that they had so much fun writing this song that shouldn't exist and shouldn't be popular. God, I love his vocal there. It's just so, oh, I'm such a nerd, aren't I? I'm such a nerd for this song, and I don't even care. I just love it. It's so this section, you're like, oh, it's going somewhere else. This feels to me like you've dropped underwater, and it's like you know how everything moves slower in water. You've got to move quite hard, and everything slows down. It's like everything's slowed down, and he's like a mermaid, like a siren singing to you, and his voice is up in this really light, fragile state where if you pushed it a bit too hard it would crack, and he's just singing up there so clean and beautiful and like haunting, and especially that bit at the end bit that he does there, it's just gorgeous, and it's so far back in the mix that you almost don't hear it, but it's like there is another texture rather than a vocal. It's just so good. He's so good at using his voice as another instrument rather than just the voice. He uses it in all kinds of different ways, and they're not always pretty, and I really like that. He doesn't even care. He just does it because it works for the song or adds something interesting. It's just so cool. Let's enjoy this little freestyle again here now. Pause it there before we get the panic and vomit. I love this, that you've got this beautiful melody, rain down on me from a great height, and then the counter melody comes on, and just the two things coming together like two voices that don't agree, that are like different sides of an argument. It's so clever, and it's just so interesting where they took this song. Like, who could have possibly thought, yeah, and then, mapping it out. No one would do that. It's insane. But they just, all the bits fit together, and it's incredible. It's like the best jigsaw that's ever been made. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. It's the only song that I've ever heard that I could listen to on repeat forever and never be bored. If you like what I'm doing and would like to support me, then please buy me a coffee or a tea, as we say in Britain, because I am British and a tea drinker. The link is here. If you do that, it enables me to make more videos for you guys, to feed my family. As a musician, we make basically no money from anything. So having you guys support me in that way makes such a massive difference. And a huge, huge thank you to everybody who's done that so far. It makes the world of difference to me and my family, and we're so grateful. If you would like a more regular way to support me, then you can join our membership and become a member of the Colourwave crew. For £1.99 a month, you get to join the Colourwave crew, you get to see videos before anybody else, and you get all kinds of other things just for you guys. Gorgeous. So if you've not heard that song before, hopefully that has given you a little introduction to the song. You should go away and listen to it like 50 more times now, and you'll find something in it, something new in it every time. It's so lyrically so interesting and complex. There's like this brilliant, like my favourite line in it is "Ambition makes you look pretty ugly." I'm like, that's such a good line because it's true. It's like when we're overly ambitious, we get quite, bitter about the idea of not winning, about not getting that thing that we want. And it's just such a good line. And also ugly in that when you're that ambitious, you tend to push other people out of your path. You don't really care about others. You need to get to that goal. That is what you want. And I think Thom Yorke is talking in this song about that kind of morally bankrupt society where we're all, every man for himself kind of thing, and everybody's pushing so hard to achieve and get these things, and that they're really throwing other people under the bus. They're like, and it's an ugly side of humanity. Now, colour-wise in this one, I always see it as like a really light green, like an aquamarine kind of greenish-y colour, but very, very thin colour, almost like a watercolour painting, so I can see through the colour. And then the bits where it goes into a heavier section and the guitar comes in, everything, it has like explosions of like reds coming through it, and that breaks up. The red is much thicker texture. It's like really solid, like an oil paint that kind of destroys the texture of this watercolor. And so it's this balance between the two colours through the whole song, two colours that don't really belong together and textures don't belong together. And it's like in my head, they're like fighting to be the main colour. It's an odd picture in my head, that one. But it's what I see every time I hear it, ever since I very first heard the song. It's always been that. Please remember to like, subscribe, share and comment. I love all your comments. I read every single one. And remember to have a colourful day.